Dudes be like, I don't chase women. Okay, bro, go find you a king. Because I've never seen a Super Bowl trophy just be handed to the winning team. They've always had to earn it.
And that's your sign that you're not a Super Bowl trophy.
Some Korean men are refusing to help women. A few days ago, a woman in her 20s lost consciousness and fainted when she was on the subway. Apparently, there were a bunch of men in their 20s and 30s who refused to help, and saying something to the extent of, it has nothing to do with me, which got the women on the internet pissed. According to the Korean woman, the reason being, all able-bodied Korean men have to serve military service. They do learn CPR in the military. So it was expected for men in their 20s and 30s who likely just got out of the military to jump in and help because they know how to do CPR. But a lot of the men on the train didn't. And their reason being, they did not want to be accused of sex harassment. There were a few incidents where men were actually accused for sex harassment, for trying to help the women. Back in 2014, a South Korean woman had actually tried to sue a male EMT paramedic for doing CPR and doing chest compressions on her. Although the paramedic wasn't charged or convicted with anything, since he was reported, he still had to go through an investigation. There was also another story shared of a Korean guy going up the steps in the subway station, and there was a woman in front of him seemingly about to fall. He put out his hands and tried to grab her from the back to prevent her from falling. The girl freaked out and called the police on him, and he ended up in the police station. That being said, these are all the men's side of the story. They'd rather be a bystander than getting their names tainted with SA. This all seems a little crazy to me. I mean, I get it if you don't want to touch the person because you don't know what's going on. At least call for help. What do you think?
For all the girls that are single and are wondering like where to go to meet men, go out by yourself. That's the unlock. You just need to go out by yourself. Do not go out with a girl gang. You cannot actually go out with more than one person if you want to meet someone. If you want to meet a man and have a conversation and chit chat and talk and like give them your number, one person max, but really go out by yourself. That's the unlock. That's all you need to know. Do not go sit in a hotel lobby though. Like hotel lobby bar is like where the girls will be like, yes, go to the nice side of town and go sit in a hotel lobby bar, have a drink, have some food. That feels a little bit like you're trying to take them upstairs and sell front. That's not what you're doing. You just want to date. You want to have some fun. You want to meet a nice young man, you know, to like build a life with and have some kids with. They're at like the cute hotspot bars with like one other buddy, maybe a third. You need to be out by yourself or with only one other person. I've done this recently, did this last night, met some great people. Did this 2 weeks ago with one friend, met a great person. That's the key. Do not go out with a bunch of girls, one, or solo. That's it. That's it. That's it.
What happened to men not being afraid to come and talk to you in person? Like, I feel like I run into men all the time who will like say something to their homeboy or like say something, a compliment loud enough for me to hear, not directly speaking to me, but just so I can hear it so I can say thank you. And that's like their way of knowing if they can come and talk to me or not. And I remember when I was younger, like I could be in a group of 20 girls and the guy would not care. He would come part the Red Sea and come and get my number. Like what happened to that? Where did that get lost? Did it get lost because of these dating apps? Like, I've never been on a dating app and I will never be on one just because I just don't feel like my man is on there. I feel like my man is going to see me in person. He's not going to be afraid. He's going to come and talk to me. Right? So like, am I doing something wrong? Or like, is that over with? Are they just expecting us to come and talk to them? Like, are y'all going to approach them? Because hell would freeze over before I ever.
All women will gaslight you. I wish someone would have told me this at a younger age, but I'm telling y'all, if you try to lead them, they will tell you, this is what they're going to tell you. If you try to lead them, they will tell you you're controlling. You could tell a bitch to put on a seatbelt and she going to be like, you ain't my daddy. Who you talking to? You're going to be like, bruh, like, for real, I swear on everything. If you set boundaries, this is what they will tell you. They're going to tell you insecure. You say, hey, you dressing a little too provocative. Oh, you insecure. I should be able to wear what I want. Baby, you shouldn't stay out in the streets. It's 2 a.m. Oh, I'm a grown woman. I can do whatever I want. You too insecure for me. They going to just swipe on to the next. All right, if you disagree with women, you sassy. As soon as you disagree with them and say something back, you a motherfucking sassy monster. This is what I'm telling y'all what it is. You a sassy monster. Now this is my favorite one right here. This is especially true with black women. If you just criticize how women behave or critique how women behave, this is especially true with black women. You're fucking gay. You like men. Go date a motherfucking man.
Courtship needs to come back. Men need to be pursuing women. Men are supposed to chase.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
I respect that. Listen, know your worth. You get it. That's
Yeah.
it. Know your worth.
And I'm not
you get
saying wine and dine. Like, I'm saying simple gestures, like
Okay.
opening the car door, every door. I want you to feel uncomfortable with me touching a door.
Mm.
Seriously. Bringing flowers.
I do
Calling
that,
me.
too.
Not like, where's the courtship?
Why you saying it in that kind of too though? You saying it in a way like I don't do that.
No,
I don't know. I get you talking to them.
No.
But the way you do it is like you're throwing shots.
I'm
a
not
little
throwing
bit.
shots.
Listen.
I'm just frustrated with just how the generation is. Like, it's just so there's no romance and no love, no
I don't love
courtship.
it no more.
Like, what happened?
Sounds like a them problem.
Disney really ruined me.
But thank God that's a them problem.
We can sit up on these podcasts with our legs crossed, talking about our demands, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen anytime soon. Men are tired of the little games modern women continue to play.
What the fuck? Yo, I got you on video, weirdo. Fucking go. What the fuck is wrong with that fucking bitch? What the fucking shot? I fucking hate men, bro.
I did this crazy thing yesterday where I went out into the wild and I talked to men. I know. I needed proof that the men in the comment sections of my videos, the ones that leave horrendous comments, didn't represent how all men think. So I asked 6 men, 2 in their 20s, 1 in his 40s, 1 in his 50s, and 2 in their 70s, if they've ever held a door for a woman and if she's ever yelled at them for it. And they all said yes. If you're a woman and you're yelling at a man in public for holding the door for you, shame on you. Men hold the door for me every day, all different places. And you know what I say? Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. And that is the only reasonable response. Anyway, I asked these guys, as a result of that, do you no longer hold doors for women? To which they all replied, no. One said, just because she's crazy doesn't mean I am. Another said, just because she has no standards doesn't mean that I don't. And the last one said, she's a woman. I'm a man. That's how I was raised. I will continue to hold doors for women. And so my social experiment is done, and the men in the comment section can just stay in the comment section.
Reply, this whole male loneliness epidemic thing is not solely because men are outright shitty to women, which they can be, but a lot of men just don't consider women like ever. You let doors close on girls when they're trailing behind you. You don't hold elevators open. You don't offer a woman carrying a heavy box a helping hand. And do not misconstrue my words. I do not mean this in the sense that, oh my God, like women are the weaker sex, men need to help them. We can absolutely do all of these things, but it's just nice to have a helping hand from a kind stranger. I mean it in the sense that women have it so much harder in this world. Every single day, we make so many decisions with the threat of violence in the back of our minds. Many decisions that men do not have to think twice about. So the least you can do is make these small gestures for women in your everyday life and expect nothing in return. And I don't know how so many of these men even expect to end up with women when we seem like such an afterthought to them.
Okay, I just had a thought while driving, so I had to pull over. And because I think it's really important, but I have noticed, I don't know if anybody else has, but the men on TikTok, okay? A lot of the dating stuff you see, like all of the tea scandal stuff going on and the men who are getting uncovered and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just thinking, the men who aren't on the tea app, those men are the ones on here making videos. They're the ones that are opening the Transformers new package that they got, building their Legos, or they're dancing to some like really hip 90s music. Those are the men that aren't on the T app. If you want to know what they're doing, they're not out there messing around. They're out here creating content, having fun, being little boys, really. Like, you've seen those guys play with like the little construction trucks and putting dirt into construction trucks like they're 3 years old all over again. That is where the good men are, in my opinion. What I've noticed.
I need like 3 to run down with me. What y'all on? 3 to run down with me. I got 3. Them right there, bro. I don't know if they going up there. They sit right there. 3. Come on. Who going? No, who going? 1, 2, 3. I mean, no, 1, 2, 3. All right, come on. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Y'all ready? Come on. Niggas ain't finna. Nah. What? And you got a whole beard that connect and you scared, bro? It ain't about to scare.
I'm telling you, bro, men are not chasing these women anymore. Not about to run down on nobody. I'm going home, man.
I just had an epiphany and I feel so stupid right now. I was sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, where have all the good men gone? I can't find them. Every dude I talk to either ain't got a job, ain't got a car, ain't got nothing going on. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, where are all the good men? Work! They have jobs! You know where they're not? At Goodwill at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday like me after writing my silly little songs all day. So if that means I gotta post up at the MAPCO at 5 a.m. looking hot to bag me a hardworking man, MAPCO, get ready. You're about to get a show.
If you're one of the young women that are always saying, where are all the good men at? Ask yourself this instead. Why am I attracting and attracted to the men that are not good for me? Ask yourself that question, reflect on it, and it'll get you much farther than asking yourself the former.
When she says she's lost the spark, that means that she can't go out partying every weekend and get drunk and act like a fool. And she can't sleep around with every Tom, Dick and Harry because she's got to look after a kid. So basically what she's saying is that she misses the streets. You can take the girl out of the streets, but you can't take the fucking streets out of her. You know what I'm saying? Be careful what woman you choose, because that woman is going to be the mother to your children. Stay woke in these streets like Big Burn.
Okay, but seriously, where are all the good guys? They have to be out there. Those of us that are in the dating game have to believe that they're out there, or we wouldn't be doing it. So many of you reach out to me with your stories, and I love hearing from you, so keep doing that. But after I posted that last video about the terrible date and the terrible guy, I've heard a lot of really bad stories. Like a lot of them. Why do we have so many bad stories? I fully believe that they've always been happening. We've just never talked about it before. So I'm so glad that we're talking about them now, and we need to keep doing that. But if you're a good guy, I'm going to need you to declare yourself. Because us women, we're losing faith out here.
Alright, here's my hot, spicy take while I'm driving, stuck in traffic, is that when I was younger, I always thought, man, like, all the good men are taken. Now that I'm, like, in my late 30s, that's something that I'm, like, reframing, that thought of all good men are taken, because obviously women, any man could just, like, pick a woman and they'll be amazing. And then, of course, like, the ratio is just off. So obviously, they're all, like, married now. But what I'm realizing is that, actually, a lot of those guys probably settled. And, like, they hit 30s, they got married, and they were like, all right, this is it. And so, it's funny now thinking about that, because I used to be like, man, there's just no good guys out there. And on the contrary, which is so crazy, because I am not here to, like, defend men at all, but I'm like, wow, that is a bold statement coming from me. What a 180 turnaround, thinking like these men, and I always talk about, like, the concept of settling, the act of settling, just like how I see it every single day in so many aspects, whether it's career, it's marriage, it's like even yourself. Self-abandonment is like a huge thing. So that was kind of like a tidbit that don't fall into the scarcity mindset that everybody's already taken, there's no hope. There actually is a lot of hope. I'm somebody very cynical about love. I'm like, wow, this is a realization I'm coming towards. Just meeting a lot of people, talking to a lot of people, and maybe I'm on the side of TikTok where there are the illusion of what marriage is kind of breaking a little bit. So it's been interesting.
Girls, we gotta talk. I don't want to have an absolute disgust, distaste for men anymore. I feel like it's taking a lot of the positive energy that I have in my life. I would be the happiest person ever if men didn't exist. A little exaggerating, obviously, because I am attracted to men and I would like to marry a man. But every day I'm just a man. I hear it on the news, I see it on social media. A man is just like, why are you doing that? Why are you being that way? Why are you like that? Why are you thinking that way? Why are you treating her that way? Why are you acting this way? Why are you doing this? And I'm just like, gosh, why can't you guys meet me halfway? I'm not saying be perfect like women. I don't want to hear. I know women aren't perfect, but you know what I'm trying to say? And it's just a little bit exhausting for me waking up every day and it's like, oh, what did they do today? And so here's my question. I'm 50 seconds in. I haven't gotten to the point. Where do all the good men hang out? What are all the good men doing? How do I find and associate myself with the good men? My thesis is that they're snatched up. They get snatched up real quick. As soon as there's a good man, the women are like, ah! Lock him up, seal him off. Solitary confinement. You are not gonna get, So that's my theory, is that's where all the good men are. They're not outside for sure. But just for everyone else, like, where are the good men? I think I need to be enveloped and surrounded by good men. I just don't know where they're at, where they're hanging out. Are they on social media? Do they hang out at the beach? Are they golfing? Are they reading a book at a library? What are they doing? And I think if I surround myself with good, solid men, I will have obviously a different outlook on men. But honestly, I am surrounded by men, just like your average man. Am I making sense? I don't know. I just woke up today tired of it all. I'm tired of the men. I'm tired of it all.
Can I ask you a question? As pretty as some of these women are, who would want to be in the house with them? They complain so much. They find so much wrong with the man. Do you even want to be with a man? Do you like a man? Yeah, I want him if he didn't do this. So don't be a guy. Basically, don't be a guy. You want him to be a woman is what you want. A woman in a man's body. I want him to like this. I want him to watch that. I want him to read this type of thing. I want him to naturally like eating this. Men don't like that. Some men don't like that type of stuff. And that's okay because they're a man.
This is for all the straight single men. Where are you? No, seriously. If you're not on the dating apps, where are you?
I'll give you the answer. There are three places where you can find quality men. One is they've gone home. A lot of American and Western men just do no longer want to deal with Western women, and they'd rather go home and take care of their careers, their hobbies, their health, and spend time with their friends and family. The second place you can find us is in Southeast Asia and South America, where a lot of us have gone, one, to get away from women like you who have no value to us at all, and to be around and so we can meet and maybe marry family-oriented, submissive and traditional women. And the third place where you can find quality men is right in front of your fucking nose. As a matter of fact, it looks like you are very much aware of that because you have a video on your page where you showcase all of these men that you are friends of, that you friend zoned over and over and over again. And you probably think that you are too hot for them, right? However, you insult this man in front, pretty much in one of your other videos, by saying this.
Does anyone else hate when people say, don't worry, you'll find a guy, there's plenty of fish in the sea? The sea is full of trash.
You just called all of these men that you showcased in your pictures trash. The problem is that you friend zoned all of these men, all of these good men, where now that you're aging out, they probably wouldn't even be interested in you, even if you asked. And those are the three places where all the quality men are hiding.
So we're talking, it's 3 girls and 3 guys, and one of them just said that they prefer ugly people, ugly girls, because they better and they they have something to prove. He said that. He said he look better.
That's exactly what happened. I was there. I know that
This
happened.
is insane.
He said Uggles better.
Yeah, and what
He
else?
said Uggles look
And they have a
better.
personality.
And he said,
And if you post on social media, if you post on social
He said
media,
that the pretty girls just
you don't want them.
I'm not a pillow princess. I ain't.
Nobody's a pillow princess over here. No.
Don't touch my hair.
Did you hear that? So like, don't touch my hair.
That's different. I'm not.
Okay, so then.
We look good. No, choke me, pull my shit, all of that.
Are you guys hearing this? So basically, if you post yourself, if you
Oh yeah, if you post
too
that
many
he
photos,
does not have a number for, by the way.
This is not helping your argument, by the way. Just want to make this clear. Whatever
oh no, I know, and that's why I went on here. You're a guy and you have ugly as your like type. Please comment. And if you're a girl
Call
and
the
you're
police. Sorry, that's it.
It's true. Call the police. But anyway, just comment here. Also, I love that I'm going against what they think is hot.
Why is it on such an angle?
No, there's no on here.
Oh.
No, but see, do you hear this?
Hey, whoa.
This is crazy. I'm losing my shit. So also, if you're a girl and you're like wondering why we're gonna have a world of ugly babies and
Ugly babies who know how to when they get older.
apparently.
That's a world I would live in.
So what is ugly? Because
Wait,
there's
what's
what's the levels of ugly here?
No. I need numbers.
What's numbers?
Out of 10, like you know how you call somebody 10. Like so, from what number under is
He
a
wants
uggo,
to
and
four.
what number up is like a pretty girl?
6 is like an average.
It's a feminine body though. It's that person. Very different. And you know what I mean.
I hope you can hear this.
I like all
Tell your
flavors,
number.
You want it.
No, you upset me already.
I upset you. I'm sorry.
Now, I want you to understand that they will sit up there and complain about men like this, and then be sitting in their face all night long. They will never get up and leave. They won't say, man, it's kind of weird. We need a jet. They'll never say that. They'll sit there. They'll make videos about it. At some point in time, a man will be and talk them out their underwear, and they'd be like, I never thought I would do that, but it was just something that he said. I just couldn't. I just couldn't hold him off any longer. I had to.
Don't mind this. I just came out of the gym. But why in the world were men being so annoying today? I feel like every time I go to the gym, when I'm always like checked out mentally, headphones on, like I look at no one, make no direct eye contact. I look super antisocial, and for the most part, like I'm invisible when I'm in the gym, which is great for me. But today, as soon as I came out of the like locker room, I was gonna go into the rooms to like stretch, but there was a class going on, so I kind of was like in the middle area where their turf is at, and I go to an LA Fitness just for reference. And it was kind of full, and where I went to go sit, there was a guy, like if I would have sat straight, there was a guy working out right in front of me, would have been looking at eyes. So instead of sitting straight, I sat turned around, and then he was on this side, like looking at me, but I wasn't looking at him. I start stretching, doing my thing. At one point, he's like waving over, trying to get my attention, and I was like, oh my fucking God. And he's like, I think he said like lean back or something like that, and I was stretching. He's like, lean back so you get like a better stretcher. I don't know what the fuck he was saying, and I was like, no thank you, like I'm feeling it out for myself. Like I'm fucking stretching because my sciatic nerve has been like really crazy lately, and I've never had that problem, so I was just like feeling it out, like stretching how I needed to stretch. And it's like, why are you giving me your unsolicited advice? But that's not the fucking kicker. The kicker is, and
I'm like 98% certain, and if I would have gotten that extra 1% like certainty, I would have gone off. But whatever, I like continue doing my stretches, and then I see him like standing up talking to another guy that was there, and he looks like he's complaining. He looks like he's fucking bitching. And I at this point I like put my music completely off, and I'm trying to see if he's talking shit. And I'm almost certain he was like talking shit about the fact that I like dismissed him. But it's like, one, I did not ask for your opinion. I do not want your advice. I don't want to speak to you. You're a stranger. We don't need to have an interaction. So like, if he really was upset about the fact that I like dismissed him and shut him down, like, why the fuck are you, a grown-ass man, like crying about it? What? I just don't understand. Like, he was being a complete little I was just waiting to see if he said something, like if there was something that I could actually catch at the end of that conversation. If it was about me, so I'm like, what is the problem? Like, why are you arguing with me over my body, over my stretches? If I fuck up my bag, what's it to you, buddy? That really heated me up, but I had a great workout because of it. And then again, yeah, like, okay, whatever, I left that area. And then also at some point some guy came up and was like, you know, like, how many sets do you have left? And I was like, I just started this fucking set. He just stood there the whole time until I finished, which was weird because the other like squat rack was available and available and open. I don't know, but everyone just decided to talk to me today, and I did not like it. Please leave me alone in the gym. Men, stop talking to women at the gym that you don't know, please.
You know, I just wonder what world modern women think that they're living in. Etiquette 101. Is that not a course being offered at colleges and universities? Shoot, at this point, with the way modern women are talking to people, not just men, people in general, with the way that they're interacting and talking to people in general, we should start this actually, I guess they do. Mind your manners. Be nice. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. As soon as these modern women, as kids, get out the classroom, they forget about it.
Bitches now, they can't even take their shoes off inside of the club because they're like this talking to me.
What do you mean? Like what?
I said, get the fuck out my face, right?
What do you mean?
Bitch ass, get the fuck out my face.
What you mean? Like, I'm bugged. What are you talking about? What do you mean, baby? I don't know.
You got 3.5 seconds for this high heel going in your motherfucking eye socket.
Go in my eye socket. Why would you do that?
Do you think I'm playing?
I ain't worried about that, man. You talking about eye socket right now. I ain't tripping on that.
Okay, but if I say get out my face and you ain't got out my face, why the fuck you still in my face?
Because I'm trying to figure out why you trying to be so hostile all of a sudden.
Because I don't want to talk to you, bro. Look how close you are to me.
I just walked up. I just walked.
You been walked up. I said get the fuck away from me 3 times.
I ain't been there.
And you're still here. Just shut the fuck up and keep walking.
I was just trying to talk to you.
No, I don't want to talk to you.
Go ahead, man.
Bye. The fuck, weirdo. Your mama, your daddy. I can't hear what the fuck you're saying. Pussy, you're mad because you got rejected. Yeah. The fuck? Ugh, bitch, I hate coming out. I'm going the fuck back inside forever. Forever. Fuck.
Listen, I don't condone talking to people like this at all. I don't condone it. The level of disrespect she was dishing out was epic. And I don't know what led up to this type of energy before she hit record. But listen, fellas, man, when a woman say get out her face or leave her alone, just do it. Just leave. Just leave. She don't want you in her face. This is a big reason why I don't approach women I don't know. If you fine over there, I'm just like, she fine over there, and I'm just leave you alone. That's me. I don't pull up. I don't roll up. I don't do that. Y'all could be like, man, Tony's scared. Whatever you want to call it, I still don't roll up. I'm just be like, man, she look good. Anyway, man. So how much is the crunchy peanut butter? You know what I'm saying? She was top tier disrespectful. And talking to people like that, I don't condone that type of talk unless somebody already met you with the epic disrespect, and then you got to match that energy. I get that. But I don't know what led up to it, but damn, man, bro, just leave. Once she say get out her face, just walk away, though. Just walk away. And if she's super disrespectful, just throw in a little roast on the way out. You know what I'm saying? That's why your edges smell like mildew pillowcases. And walk away. Walk away, man. I don't know. Pride is a powerful thing. You want to just stand there and just get more disrespected. Nah. Once she was like, can you please just get out of my face? I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'd have disappeared like Nightcrawler, man. Teleportation. Fellas, I need y'all to practice this. Just take the L. Just dip out. You ain't got to go back and forth. When somebody say, get out my face, what's the back and forth for? Get out the face.
Well, this is what I would say. Yeah, he should probably move on about the situation, out of the situation. But I think people need to start putting themselves. First of all, this is why men tell their women, hey, don't go to the club. You're eventually, maybe not all the time, but you're eventually going to run into an energy or a person that you don't want to be around, that you don't like. And it only takes one time. There's other places that you can go for entertainment. Period. End of story. You're around too many variables that cause trouble. Well, that's because men are dating. No. Women can go in the club on a power trip and it'd be the whole group of women jumping on you for something that was their problem. You can go to the club and a woman still have a problem and she say, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to get my man on you. And the man come over there. I remember, I think one of the clips I was reviewing, woman was, he took the end of his, item. He took the end of his item and he whipped her with it. Right? Great that he didn't put one inside of her, but he whipped her with it, face swollen, because a woman said, you know what, I'm gonna get my man. Man pulled it out of his waistband and started going in on her. I don't want you to be in that environment. There's too many variables. There's too much silly stuff. It's one thing to be silly, but there's too much that could happen where it really affects your life later on in a negative way. I'm trying to help you.
All right, here's the update of the blind date I went on last night and why it made me wish I would have just stayed home and been bored by myself. You guys hear the thunder? That's fitting. I'm not a picky eater. I told him that. He knew what part of town I lived in. I was just kind of waiting for him to tell me where. I was going to be ready by the time we said we were going to go, and that would be that. I start doing my makeup. All right? I don't check my text messages until I finish my makeup and I'm about to start on my hair. I go to check my text messages, and I have a text from him that says, you might hate on me for this, but I'm kind of craving Olive Garden. We can go someplace nicer if you want, but it just sounds really good. I had already done my makeup, so I'm just like, fuck it, whatever, let's go to Olive Garden. Let me clarify. I am not expecting a man that is taking me on a dinner date. If he proposes a dinner date, I am not expecting him to take me to a 5-star restaurant and drop a fucking band on me. I'm not saying the food has to be expensive. I can name you 5 local bar and grills within 10 minutes of my place that we could have gone that would have had better food and honestly had at least the same prices of Olive Garden, if not cheaper. So it is not about the money. It is genuinely about the atmosphere as well, because it's an Olive Garden. We sat right behind a 15 top of a full fucking family function, screaming, crying, bad as hell kids. With all of this in mind is that the reason he tried to cancel and reschedule the date we were supposed to have last night was because he was so tired and he didn't want to be a zombie on the first date and for me to have a bad first impression of him. Okay, so you decide to insist on still taking me out on Monday night and make a good impression by taking me to an Olive Garden? Food at Olive Garden isn't that bad, that's not what I'm saying. But if we want to make it about food, my friend invited me to get dinner with her and some other friends at Pep and Dolores, which if you're not from the area, is like my favorite wine and pasta combo ever. That's where I could have been, but I didn't want to have to reschedule the date that I had already rescheduled from Sunday night, making it Monday night. I don't want to have to ask to reschedule again. So I said no to Pep and Dolores, and I instead waited to be taken to fucking Olive Garden. So yeah, I'm a little pissed off right now. Date's over. We're walking out to our cars, okay? And as we're walking out, he sees across the street the Smoothie King. Yep, just another example of what kind of atmosphere this fucking Olive Garden is in, all right? He sees the Smoothie King. He goes, have you ever had Smoothie King? I say, yeah, I've had it a couple times. He goes, oh yeah, have you ever had Tropical Cafe or something? I don't know, something like that? And I go, no, I haven't. He goes, oh, it's really good. It's way better. Maybe for our second date, we could go there. Or we could go to the movies. You're 27. You are 27. You just took me on a first date to Olive Garden, and your suggestions for the second date is either a fucking smoothie joint or the movie theater? I'm gonna say it again in case you didn't hear me the first time. He's 27. Yeah, I got the fuck out of there with my leftover fettuccine Alfredo, alright? And I went home. And then what did I do once I got home? Pissed, by the way. I'm pissed. I get on Hinge. I decide I want to look at my ex-Hinge boyfriend's profile again. I miss him. Sorry, because if I didn't miss him before, I sure as fuck do now. So I get on his profile, and then I'm thinking about again how he had time. He had time to update his entire profile, pictures, his fucking prompts, what he's looking for, all this other bullshit. He had time to do all that, to meet other women and talk to them, but he didn't have time to have decent communication with me or spend time with me, and he was making a big old fucking fuss about how busy he is. You got time for all that? Oh, and yeah, I know that means he just doesn't fuck with me, but guess what? That pisses me off more, the fact that he doesn't fuck with me, because what the fuck do you mean? What do you mean you don't fuck with me? Don't answer that. Actually doesn't need an answer because there's no logical answer. Thank you. If that wasn't enough to piss me off, what do I do after that? I decide to go through my Hinge likes. Yep. Taylor's all the time. That'll piss me off absolutely any day, 10 times out of 10. I go through it. It does piss me off for all the usual reasons, but then guess what I see? I see a man has liked me that I have already had an absolutely diabolical experience with IRL, in person, didn't meet him on Hinge. He likes me on Hinge. What? You have my phone number. What makes you think that if I haven't responded to your text messages, I'm going to now want to talk to you because you liked me on Hinge? No, I don't want to talk to you. I don't. So thank you. You just pissed me off even more. Anyways, I revisited Hinge this afternoon, and I actually did find a couple good potential new boyfriends in the mix. Of course, I'll let you guys know how it goes, but I really miss my ex-Hinge boyfriend.
If I remember correctly, I think her first video was talking about a man trying to take her to Olive Garden. And I'm not 100% sure why she didn't want to go, but basically the comments were not with her. Women were in the comments talking about what in the world is wrong with you? Who does that? Who acts like that? Olive Garden is perfectly acceptable. I mean, if I can take my mother to Olive Garden for Mother's Day and thousands of other people are going to Olive Garden, I think you'll be okay. Not the president or first lady of the United States.
So this is a question for I don't know, everyone out there. Married men, single women, married women. I have been working on myself for years and my own family issues, things that got passed down, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm very self-aware, and I've been self-aware for a very long time. Like, I remember when I was in my late mid-20s and I couldn't find men to date that weren't assholes, and I was like, oh my god, I'm the asshole. I need to change me. You know, you attract what you are. So I have I'm 49. I have been working on myself for many years, consciously, and super consciously the last 2 years after my dad passed away, because I really saw how his toxic, unhealed energy affected me growing up and who I was choosing to date. So I am not on dating websites. I think men should ask you out in person. I am on a website that I don't expect to find someone on there to date or to hook up with. I'm simply on there because I believe in masculine, feminine polarities and dominant, submissive kinds of relationships. I was talking to someone actually messaged me, and so I talked to them for about a day, off and on. We had so it seemed like things, like we were getting along, like, oh yeah, this might be something. And I said, well, let's meet up. Let's see if we click, and, let's meet up. Immediately the excuses as to why you can't meet up. Dude, why are you talking to me? Why did you message me? I'm like, good luck with that. But I know it can't just be me. And I know that you attract what you are. All that stuff. I believe in all that stuff. But at some point, it has to be the majority of men. And I blame women, their mothers, who raised them to be this way. It is like they've really been getting away with treating women like assholes this whole time, and we have just allowed it. And there's absolutely no respect. There is few women on this planet who have good husbands, who and I know there's good men out there. I know there are. I love men. But my God, what the fuck? What the hell? It's so sad. It's so sad.
I appreciate you saying that there's something within you that you need to fix. I'm dating these type of people. There's something in me that I need to get correct first. I love that. But I think at some point in time, we can't continue to throw off on other people. Maybe it's true. Maybe there are some things that daddy did. Maybe there are some things that mama did that you're like, man, that's the way I was taught, or that's what I saw. But at some point in time, we're getting into our 40s and 50s, and modern women are still blaming other people for what they're doing. Well, maybe it's because of this, or maybe it's because of that. If you were actually doing any kind of work, you would have already been to know that. If you're saying throughout my 20s, I was doing the work, I was doing the healing work, you would have picked up on that. If you were intentional in doing what you were supposed to have been doing, you'd have picked that up in your 20s, surely by your 30s. But women are 40 and 50 years old talking about, man, it went all the way to childhood. I could see if you wasn't going through therapy and you're like, man, I just now in my 50s realizing that. But you've said, I'm going to therapy, I'm doing this, this, and this consistently, and still not getting it, still not catching on. When are we going to admit that a lot of this stuff don't have to do with anybody else? It has to do with us. We need to fix it.
Hey, everybody. So my question is, where are the men? Okay. And I'm married, okay, but my sister, y'all, is gorgeous. Two beautiful sisters, smart, educated, wants to be married. And the women in my church, our church is full of beautiful Christian saved women. And I'm not just saying beautiful as passing. I mean physically pretty and smart and educated, well-spoken. They don't have the attitude, I don't need no man. None of that is going on. These women want to be married. And I'm like, where are the men? And so I'm going to talk about this more later, but where are the men at? Where are y'all? Okay, white girls, y'all chime into this. I'm not just talking about black men. I mean men. Okay, good old country boys, the white boys with the dirty hands that they got the pants sagging because they fixing, under your sink or changing the oil in your car. Good old dirty white boys is just working hard at the feed store, working hard. My brothers that are working at McDonald's, Burger King, Brahms, KF, just working hard behind the counter. Even some that are professional. My Hispanic brothers, where are y'all at? Are y'all at Home Depot? Are you hanging out at Walmart Supercenter? Where are you? My other sister, we were talking about it, and she goes, well, maybe, women need to be taught how to do this and this. I said, it doesn't matter how the women need to be taught if once they're taught, the men are still not there. Okay? You can get teaching all day how to be a great wife, how to be a great woman. But if there's no man there for you to practice your teaching on, it's still not going to work. So I said, wait a minute, this don't make no sense. Y'all, Sunday, I got so frustrated because our church is so full of physically pretty women who want to be married, who love God. Some are divorced, some have never been married and want to be married. They don't have this attitude, like I told you, I don't need no man. Y'all, we don't even have that going on. They want a good Christian man that loves God and that will love them. They don't even have to make all this money and all this stuff. So my men, if y'all are still thinking that most women just want you with 6 figures, you got to be this tall to have, y'all, brothers, this is white, black, Hispanic, Chinese, whatever your race is. A lot of women, y'all, don't even care about that no more. They don't care about that no more. They want you to love God and love them. You don't have to be even, look like Brad Pitt or my baby daddy was, I was hoping, Idris Elba. Now, I'm married, so don't tell my husband I said that, okay? But anyway, or Morris Chestnut. Now, that's who I would have chosen, But he don't have to look like that. Just a good old country, or if you're up in the upper states, just a good man that loves God and loves you. If you get kids, one that loves your kids, that are trustworthy. I don't care if the man just got out of prison, if he's learned his lesson and, did some things he's not proud of, that has completely been changed by the power and the message of God. So men, I want to know, where are you at? I need y'all to show up, because there are some beautiful, single, saved women that are needing you, that are looking for you, waiting to be found. I don't know where y'all are, but show up, say, hey, I'm here, I'm single, I love God. If you've been looking for a beautiful, saved woman, even if, y'all, it could be in a different state. I don't know how people are meeting people, because I've been married for so long. I don't even know how people meet anymore, but except for online. But we got to have the single men who want to find a good woman, and the single women who need to find a good man. Y'all got to connect. Y'all got to connect some way. Y'all got to, I don't know how. If you got an answer, let me know. But I'm a married woman, but it bothers me because I'm surrounded by so many good single women who want to be married. And I'm like, what is going on here? I got family members, educated, beautiful women that want to be married. And I don't know where the men are. So, hey, if y'all know, let me know. Because single men and single women, come on, divorced, whatever your situation, whenever you've been married, whatever your situation is, y'all got to link up. Y'all got to connect some way.
She said something to the effect of, these women are smart, they're educated, they're beautiful, they want to be married. No, they want somebody to be obsessed with them. They want the attention and the validation. And maybe over time, in about 15 to 20 years, when the obsession part of it has died down a little bit, it's gotten old on their side, then they want a man with stability in terms of intimacy. This man is he's been loving me all the way through, and God, you just shine down on our marriage, and it's been so beautiful. And what I would say to you ladies is, find a man that just is head over heels in love with you, and it won't be hard. It'll be easy. Yeah, because that man has been simping for 40 or 50 years, and you hadn't been giving that man any type of reciprocal energy. So of course it's working for you, but let's ask that man how he feels.